Hello, this is William Kane again with the Maximum Kane podcast. I'll apologize for the camera. I wonder if I have to just clear that up a little bit, and that might help out a little bit. But today we're going to talk about bonfire benefits, something that I love and that a lot of people around here in the Midwest love is a good campfire. It's a good bonfire surrounded by friends, family, loved ones, anybody that you have just hanging around a campfire talking and smelling like campfire the next couple of days because your clothes are basically soaked in it. So some of the things I want to talk about today is just some like the benefits, some like the health benefits, and some of the other uses for bonfires that you really wouldn't even think of. And yes, bonfires are actually like healthy for you too. It's a very good social gathering way for people to meet up, talk to each other, kind of just say what they want to say. And, the phones are away. It's all about just you guys being around the fire. And if you guys are drinking or you're just kind of relaxed and you're just being real and you're just being who you are. So I got a couple sources and a bunch of information. So my first source is titled Hearth and Campfire Influences on Arterial Blood Pressure, Defraying the Costs of Social Brain Through Fireside Relaxation. So basically what this guy does is he is doing an experiment to see how fires affect, like watching a campfire will affect your blood pressure. So he first begins by talking about how the habit of building campsites around fires reflects one of the hallmarks of eosocial species, us, like humans, just being like we communicate and we like to be around each other. The need to build and defend nests, accessing, maintaining, and benefiting from the fire may have influenced cognition related to future planning, response, inhibition, and group level cooperation. So he's talking about how building fires would like bring people together. It's very tribal. It's very social, um, and how that like puts us and how fires like put ourselves and our brains into a certain like function and thinking. Um, Fires have been used for multiple functions and uses through time and are part of human history. It's a huge part of human history, whether it's cooking, whether it's just warmth, um, whether it's to ward off predators, whether you're just doing it for the hell of it. We've had through history multiple occasions where bonfires were used in celebratory purposes. You want to party all night long, but you want to be able to see, well, we used fires for that. So he talks in his study about how he used 226 participants, um, showed a decrease in blood pressure after watching and listening to a campfire. Sadly, it was on TV. In his study, he has like a control experiment where he has people sit in a room with like nothing, and then he has a room where people sit where they're just listening to the campfire, and then he has he has a room where he has people sitting in front of a campfire with no sound, and then he's got a group of people that are sitting in front of a campfire with sound. Yes, this is all on TV. It's not completely real. You're not getting the full sense of a real fire, the warmth, being outside, completely different than these participants being inside. But yeah, TV for campfires is weird. I know I've seen it a lot on Netflix and on YouTube. Sometimes my wife will like, especially during the Christmas season, she would like read books and have like a campfire playing on YouTube. But it is relaxing, and even if it's on TV, it's just kind of relaxing. Um, in the study, he concludes that fires provide a relaxing and hypnotic function that help decrease stress and cognitive dissonance. So like sometimes when you're just like watching a fire, you kind of just get lost in like the embers and the ashes, and you're just kind of like lost in thought. You're not thinking about anything else. You're just kind of lost in something. When you kind of like blank out, it's like those periods of time where you're not really thinking about anything, but you're just absorbing. You're just in the moment. You're just kind of somewhere else. And so fires kind of provide that hypnotic function that sometimes we just need to like de-stress ourselves in our lives. And that's why like I enjoy campfires, and why a lot of people enjoy campfires. And um, he also talks about how fires are great tools for social interaction and gatherings. By the way, before I go any further, the man that did the study was Christopher Dana Lynn. I hope that I pronounced that correctly. I just found it on Google Scholar. I thought it was a really cool study. Um, I will be putting the links for these studies later. Something that was also really cool that I saw was how this business, or how this blog talked about how they would use campfires for business purposes. Um, the article is titled "Campfires and Business." It's from the Blaine Millet blog. It's just a random source. I just thought it was an interesting read. He says that campfires are a great way for people to open up and share stories. I'm sure that many of us have sat around the campfire, shared a story or two, and kind of just opened up and talked about how we felt. He talks about how he gets people that are eating and drinking, and they just have fun sitting around a campfire. I'm sure even on like a cool day like what we're having right now in Illinois, you enjoy sitting around a campfire, even if you're freezing your butt off outside. Sitting around a campfire and just being there with people is really nice. Um, he also talks about how businesses will use campfires as a way for their customers to open up and communicate with them to improve. This man swears that when he gets his customers to go out on weekends with him around campfires, they open up more and are more honest about how they feel with him. I think it's a great and an amazing way to use campfires. I mean, something so primal as just like watching wood burn is somehow psychologically just affecting us and making us think differently and relaxing us and just bringing us into a different place. That first study that I was looking at talked about how it brings us like a sort of comfort, like of warmth and shelter, and that's why we enjoy campfires so much, because we don't like feel as tense or as weird when it comes to that sort of thing. So I know this video was kind of short and fast, but I just it's been a while. I've had this topic set up for a while, and I just wanted to do it. Night like tonight, I thought, why not? I just want to thank everyone for listening. Subscribe and like if you can, and I really appreciate it. Go ahead and follow my Instagram page if you would like. I'd appreciate that as well. And hopefully, I'll come up with more topics, and we'll just keep on going. Again, this is really fast and simple. You can listen to this really quick. It doesn't take any time out of your day, and I appreciate you listening. You guys have a great day, and this is the Maximum Kane podcast, and have a good night.